Hello, and thank you for joining me here on Recondition Your Condition. My name is Stephen B. I want to take this short moment, and talk to you about something that is so dear to me. As a matter of fact, it is the primary reason, if not the only reason, I am on these social media platforms, and that is the subject of healing. My number one objective is to bring healing to someone. So my number one goal. I'm a teacher, counselor, healer. Teacher, counselor, healer. My teaching is to bring you healing. Ultimately, is to bring you healing. My counseling, ultimately, is to bring you healing. That's why I'm here. And I've been doing this quite a long time. I have counseled and taught and healed many people. And I am here on social media now. I just recently got on social media and started doing these videos not too long ago. Someone encouraged me to do it, so I said, why not? So this is why I'm here. But I want to talk to you a little bit about healing. I want to talk to you a little bit about spirits. About 25 years ago, I was awakening, coming out of sleep, and I heard something in my spirit. It just rose up so casually and so quietly. And this is what I heard. You are only free to the degree you know what you're in bondage to. But if you don't know what you're in bondage to, how can you be free? I sat there, laid there for a moment, and I thought about what was said, and I thought about it again, and here it is again. You are only free to the degree you know what you are in bondage to. But if you do not know what you're in bondage to, how can you be free? After meditating on that subject for quite some time, I came to this conclusion. Majority of people on this planet are in bondage. You say, how did I come to that conclusion? Because the majority of them don't know what they're in bondage to. Majority of people don't know what they're in bondage to. That's the conclusion I came to. The people that, not only they don't know what they're in bondage to, they don't know that bondage is causing somebody else pain, suffering, discomfort, disharmony, confusion, chaos, and many other maladies. And for the most part, many of them don't care. Because what I ultimately came to, the number one thing that's causing that bondage are spirits. Is it possible that someone can have a chemical mental imbalance that causes trouble or causes pain to someone else because they're constantly cussing or yelling or hollering or doing something? Yes, that's possible, but not the majority. The majority of you all are causing pain, discomfort, confusion, chaos, and other maladies to people because of spirits. Some of y'all been carrying these spirits from childhood, and you think it's normal. You think I've learned how to do this, because one of the most common spirits is manipulation. I run into oh my goodness. Manipulation is so common that people don't even realize they're doing it. That's how common it is. They don't even realize they're doing it. And they think it's a gift. They think it's a gift because they can manipulate, con people, trick people to get what they want. That's not a gift, that's a spirit. And I'm going to say this again. If it causes pain, discomfort, confusion, frustration, chaos, and trouble to someone else, that's a spirit. Even if the someone is you, that's a spirit. And you need to be delivered of it. Now, since many of you all have been practicing these spirits since childbirth, you think it's a gift. That's why you keep doing it. But you know it causes problems. But the temporary satisfaction of getting what you want, it doesn't matter what it is, getting what you want, you keep doing it. And for so many people, they have done it so long, they can't stop. Even if they know it's a spirit of manipulation, they can't stop. They don't know how to get that spirit off of their lives. I do. You say, are you a preacher? I used to be. Are you a minister? You could call me a minister, but I don't carry that title anymore. Because I realize I don't need titles. I don't need to be associated with a particular church or religious affiliation to get spirits off of your life. That's what I've been anointed to do. That's what I've been ordained to do. That's what I've been called to do. I don't need to hoop and holler. I don't need 5 or 6 people to lay hands on you, no, because see, I know what they are. I know how to get rid of them. Real quickly, very simple. And then what I do is I teach and counsel people how to get what they want the right way. And everyone that I have taught and counseled, their lives become so productive that they are totally amazed. They are totally amazed and wonder how did they go so long with those spirits on their lives. I drive a Hummer. I ain't bragging. This vehicle was bought for me, almost practically brand new. It was bought for me by someone who wanted to express their appreciation, love, gratitude, and support for what I did for them. I have another vehicle that was bought for me. I can go on telling you what people have done because of their great appreciation. Most people don't know what happens when they get those spirits off of their lives. And they learn the principles that I share with them to bring prosperity and success into their lives. See, I never got on social media to make money. I never got on social media to try to get accolades and pat on the back. I don't care. I told you all, this is my calling. This is my purpose. This is my anointing. This is why I'm here. If you want healing, true healing, I met a man a long time ago. He was a young man. He probably was a few years younger than me. At that time, I was a police officer, and I saw this man come into jail so many times. He was filthy drunk. Every time he came in, he was filthy drunk. And one day I caught him when he came into the police department. The next morning, he had awakened, and I was asking him about his drinking. And he just burst out and cried. He said, I don't want to do this, but I can't control it. He said, I've been put out. My mama put me out of my house, out of her house. My friends turned their back on me, and he just burst out crying. My heart went out to this man so deeply, but I realized right then and there, he had spirits on his life. So you know what I did? I took him to the doctor there in the jail, and I said, I want to pray with this man. The doctor spoke Spanish and English. The young man spoke broken English, but enough for me to understand what he was saying. So I needed somebody to speak Spanish. So that doctor said, yes, I'll interpret for you. I prayed with that man. I never saw him again come to jail, never. I really wish I could see that man today, but I never saw him again. The prayer I prayed obviously helped him. At least I'm hoping and praying that it did. But the most significant impact it left on my life is what spirits do to you. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. And since then, I've been praying for people and their healing. Now, today, I don't pray in the typical terms that you all pray. I don't do that no more. That's not even prayer if you ask me, but that's a different subject. Y'all, you do what you want to do. But what I do is effective. But I want to tell you this. Do you really want to be healed? Because if you don't, you wasting my time and I'm wasting your time. But I'm talking to somebody right now that want to be healed. And they don't know how. They don't know how. That's why I'm here, to help you get healed so you can enjoy your life and stop causing pain, chaos, trouble, confusion to you and to others, because ultimately you're going to pass that spirit right on down to a child or a loved one, and that spirit will continue to go. That's why they call it generational spirits. At some point it needs to stop. What are you going to do?